Hell, it's about time.
What's up, everybody? It's Gibberish HS here, and today I am here with another Friends card review. We're going to be going over Paladin and Mage today, so yeah, it's going to be really fun. So yeah, we're going to get straight into it today. So first card we have is Jello Shots. It's a 6-cost 4/6. It's Chandler with a green tongue when he breaks up with Janice. And it says, at the end of your turn, draw a card. So not much with the card text that this actually has to do with the storyline of Friends, but it's just a good, deep, funny card. It's a rare Paladin, so yeah. I thought it was just a funny card, so. Moving on, we got Jam Crackers. I love this one. 4-cost 3/3, Jam Crackers, rare. Battlecry, give a minion charm until next turn. If you don't know, charm is the keyword I made for this expansion, and it means that a character can't attack once it has this. Now, this basically means, give a minion charm until next turn. It's basically like freezing. But I chose charm for this expansion because, a lot of the characters like to charm other people. Like, Joey likes to hit on people and it charms women, stuff like that. So that's where this came from. So back to the card. Valkyr, give a minion charm until next turn. I made this card because what happened was, he thinks he's like very attractive, and then like there's one part where he gets the jam all over his face, So this card was, he's like, he's so attractive, give a minion charm, So I really like this card. It's one of my favorites in Paladin. So really funny card. Next is the card How You Doing? Yes, How You Doing is a card. It's a 5-cost spell. Give all enemies charm for 1 turn. It basically enchants the entire enemy team. This card's actually really strong if you think about it, because basically you're saying they can't attack. Nothing they can do can attack. No, and all enemies. So that includes the hero, it includes the minions. So basically for 5 mana, your opponent can't attack next turn. So that's pretty strong. I really like the card. I think it has a lot to do with the actual show concept. So yeah, I love it. So How You Doing is one of my favorite cards in this entire set. Next is our first legendary minion of the set today. It is Mike Hanigan, 6-cost 4/6, Divine Shield. At the end of your turn, restore a minion to full health. So not much to do with the actual storyline, but it's actually a pretty strong card. And this is one of the cards I would like to see in Hearthstone, something like this. I like this idea. It's kind of got like the Ragnaros feel. It's a little weaker because it only does it to minions, but he's cheaper, but his stats aren't as good. So, there are complications there. But I really like this card, and I've always liked Mike in the series. Now that he's Ant-Man, I've liked him more. But, yeah, I really liked it, so I really like this card. Alright, and our second legendary of the day. This is probably one of my top 3 favorite legendaries, y'all. 1-cost 1/3, Gunther. Legendary. Battlecry. Change your hero power to a cup of coffee. Very similar to the Sir Merkleton. Alright, and here is the cup of coffee. It's a 2-cost hero power. Summon a 0/3 taunt. So, pretty interesting card. Really good for stalling, and it's very strong. I like this card because I think it's just very fitting, I feel, because like the taunt, by the way, is a cup of coffee. Alright, and the idea is that you drink the coffee before you can move on. So I really like this card. I think it was really fun to make, and I think it goes with the storyline really well. It's just really fun to go through this and look at these cards these way, and this is something that you could probably do in Hearthstone. Now you probably would have to tweak this hero power a little bit. 0/3 with taunt with Paladin is probably a little overpowered, especially in the early game. It would really just depend. So, but it's a fun card, and I really enjoyed making it. Next is a 2-cost 2/2 epic. and it's called Want Some Lemonade. This is from when they had the flashback, and Joey thinks that Monica wants to have sex with him. So this is one of the more detailed cards. So, restore 2 health to all minions. If your opponent has more minions, then deal 2 damage to all minions. So restore 2 health to all minions, and if your opponent has more minions, then deal 2 damage to all enemies. So I actually think this card is really strong, and it's one of those cards where I would love to see a card like this in Hearthstone. It doesn't have to be for Paladin, but I like this concept. I like the idea of if your opponent has more, because then you have to like save the card, you know, for a good time. Like mind control tech. I love mind control tech because I love it. I love when you get to have that number of minions. But a 2-cost minion that does 2 damage is really strong. Alright, that's just a fact. Because there are spells that cost... I think there's a Mage spell that costs 3, and it's just deal 2 damage to all minions. This one's a 2-cost 2/2, and it will restore 2 health to all minions, and then it'll deal 2 damage. So it's really strong in that regard. So I really like it. So moving on. 4-cost 2/3, Monica the Chef. Battlecry and Deathfire will give all minions in your hand 1/1. This card in storyline was basically made to just be like Monica's eating her food, you get stronger kind of concept. We've had cards like this before, especially in Gadgetzan. Gadgetzan was really big on buff Paladin. I like this card. I think it's really cool. And there's not much really for me to talk about. It's a good card, and it doesn't really have too much to do with the storyline of Friends, but it's fun. 1-cost Secret. Yes, there are secrets in this expansion. Pingpong. Alright, this is the episode in Season 10, Episode 1, where Mike and Monica play ping pong. Secret. After an enemy damages a friendly minion, deal that damage back towards the minion. So I thought this was a really fun kind of concept for this. I just thought it was really cool. So think of it. If you had, like, for instance, like a taunt, right? Let's say you have, like, you use the hero power, the gun through hero power. You play a 0/3, and then you play this secret. And let's say they have a 12/12 on the board, or an 8/8. That 8/8 attacks the 0/3, and then it dies, basically, because then that goes back and hits it. This is another card where I would love to see some kind of change, something like this in Hearthstone. Now, one thing I want to say is each class in this that I made for the Hearthstone Friends expansion is, you know, most of the some classes are more story-oriented, which means they're more towards the Friends TV show, and they're more just for the storyline and funny. But some of them I made as cards, like Paladin and Hunter, for instance. You know, I kind of ran out. There are only 6 to 7 main characters in the show, 6 if we're being precise, and there are 9 classes plus neutral. And so this is kind of like I kind of made the classes without the main characters more real game oriented. So I love this card. If I was gonna rate this card, I would give it a 4 out of 5. I think it's just really fun and cool concept for a card. So yeah, I love this card. Next, 5-cost 4/3, David the Science Guy. Battle card, restore 5 health. Not much to talk about. This card is just a normal card. So, and the last one for Paladin is Dance Freak. This is Mike, and it's 1-cost 2/1 common. Battle card, reduce the cost of a card in your hand by 1. Increase the cost of a card in your hand by 2. So, kind of interesting idea. Not really that good if you're thinking about it would really just depend the card that you reduced. Now, if you only had 1 card in your hand, it does reduce 1 first. Alright? But it does do the increase by 2. So, if you had 1, it would just increase it by 1. So, it's not really that good. I considered making this a 1-cost 2/2. But I went with 1-cost 2/1. So, yeah, guys. So, that is Paladin. We are now going to be getting into the Mage. Now this is a fun class. This is just very interesting. It's a little bit of both. It's very story oriented. The cards are for the friends storyline are very storyline oriented. But then we have some that are also not. So this is also where we get to see Monica Geller is in this one. So let's get into it. First card is a spell, 7-cost spell. Whew. The Hoard. Equip 2 random secrets. So it's 7 costs. Mage secrets are 3, so you're getting a little worse value. But the good thing is that it's equipping 2 random secrets, not from your deck. And that's what's important about this, is that you could put this in your deck and not have any secrets. And that's why it's good. So, it's not like most cards pull secrets from your deck. This one doesn't do that. This one just puts random ones onto the field. So, I like it, and it's a cool idea. It's called the Hoard, and I chose secrets for them because it's hard to figure out what they're doing, is what my thought process was. But there wasn't too much in that. But I did like the name, the Hoard. So, next is Leather Pant Ross. 5 costs 8/4. Jeez. Battlecry. Lose 1 attack for each card in your hand. So he's a rare. It's actually a decent card, and I like this idea. It's probably too weak, to be honest, because 4 health is way too low. Even if you played this with 0 cards in your hand, 5 cost 8/4 is not that good when you have something like Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant is you can easily play that for a 5 cost 8/8. So, especially if you're doing something like big Mage. So, it's not too great, but it's kind of an interesting idea. So, plus I just needed to make a card for Leather Pants Ross. So, that was one of the things I had to do. Next is Rachel the Waitress. 5 cost 3/3 with Death Rattle. Cast Arcane Missile twice. So, it's a good card. Arcane Missile is the 1-cost spell that deals 3 damage randomly split between all enemies. So you get to deal 6 damage split randomly. I think it's a fairly good card. The fact that it's a Death Rattle is what makes it weak. If it was a Battlecry, this would be really strong. But then again, if this was a Battlecry, it would be like that Witchwood card. I believe it's a 6-cost 3/3 that deals 1 damage for each card in your hand. It'd be very similar to that, but this is a Death Rattle, so it makes it a little weaker, but you're also getting a mana cost down, so it's pretty fun. Alright, our next legendary for Mage. It's not Monica yet. We haven't gotten there. It's Richard. Yes. 4 costs. 3/3 legendary Richard. Discover 2 spells. Randomly shuffle 1 into your deck and put 1 in your hand. So I love this idea in Hearthstone. When you don't know which one again. I love the card in the Rascal Rumble, 5 cost 4/5 legendary, that you discover 2 cards and you give 1 to your opponent and 1 to yourself, and you don't know which one. This is kind of similar, except for you get both, and you'll eventually get both, but 1 gets in your hand now. So cool idea for a card, I think, and I like the concept. Richard's one of my favorite characters in Friends, so it was fun making this card for him. Frank Jr. He's a 5 cost 4/3 epic. Battlecry, add 2 fireballs to your hand. This card is crazy powerful. I love it. And it works so well with the storyline. Alright, we all know that Frank Jr. loves fire. So this works really well with that. It's very powerful because we all know that fireballs are strong in Priest. But I really like this card. I think it's really fun. And it just goes with the storyline in general. So this is one of my favorite cards in Mage. Alright. Fat Monica. 20 cost 8/8 epic. Costs 1 less for each spell you've cast this game. Yikes. So this isn't like if you play the 5 cost spell it would be reduced to 5. This means it would be reduced to 1. Alright, so it'd be a very spell-oriented deck. If I could redo this, I would probably make it cost a little more, and then make it for the spell cost, and cost one less for each for the cost of each spell you play. That's probably how I would do it now. But I like this card, and it's pretty fun. It's just way too weak right now. So, next, 5 cost 4/5. Wedding Planner. It's Monica. Common. Battle Cry. Organize your cards from lowest cost to highest cost. I thought this card was just so funny. So this card actually doesn't really help you too much in like the actual game. But it's just it fits the card's personality and Monica, because she likes to organize things in the right way. So this would this would make it where your higher cards were to the left and your lowest cards were to the right, or vice versa. And so it's just kind of fun to see it that way. And like if you have a hand of 10 and you play this, it would organize it all. So I really like that. I thought it was a funny card idea, and it really just works well with the character of Monica Geller. Next is a secret. Yes, we have more secrets, people. It's 3 cost secret called the Twins. Yes, common. Secret, when your opponent casts a spell and plays a minion, discard a spell in your opponent's hand. Now, this won't trigger if they don't have a spell in their hand. But it's a very interesting card. I like the idea of having to play a spell and a minion. I think that's a fun idea. But yeah, it's just a cool little card. I think it's fairly well balanced. I would give it a 3 because those are kind of 2 big conditions. Depending the class is how good this card is. So this card is probably really good against like Mage, and it's probably really good against Rogue and Priest, and all that. But what's so good about this card is that it's so good at stopping combos. Mally Ghost Druid, this card could really stop that. So yeah, I really like this card. I think it's really cool idea, and I hope to see a card like this in Hearthstone one day. Next, 2 cost 1/1 common, Secret Lovers. You can probably tell a lot of Monica cards in this deck, in this class. It's because this is Monica's class right here. Secret Lovers, Valkyr, give a minion charm until next turn. It's a little expensive, but it basically means a minion can't attack. And of course, Secret Lovers is based off of Season 5 when Chandler and Monica start dating, basically. So, fun little card. And now, yes, it is time for the legendary card for Mage. 7 cost 3/8. Monica Geller. Yes. Monica Geller is a legendary, and it says at the end of your turn, add a cleaning supply to your hand. So I love the art of the picture I chose for this. I think it's really cute. Now, what is a cleaning supply? A cleaning supply is 1 out of 4 cards, alright? And 2 of them are minions, 2 of them are spells. And they're each a different cleaning supply. So we have the Vacuum. It's a 1 cost 1/1. Valkyr, deal 1 damage to all enemies. So they're 1 cost cards basically that are probably worth 2 mana. Kind of like lackeys, but this includes spells and stuff like that. 1 cost the Wonder Mop. Choose a minion and reduce its stats to 1/1. Dustpan, 1 cost 0/3. At the end of your turn, destroy an enemy minion. Death Rattle, give them all back. So, interesting idea. And then 1 cost the Mini Vacuum. Swap this card with another card from your opponent's hand. This is kind of cool. You play this, it would trade cards, and then you could play that card. But then they would get this, so they could swap a different card back. So, they're all kind of different power levels. So Vacuum may be good against, something like an aggro deck. Wonder might be good against, something like Big Mage. Dustpan may be also good against something like Big Mage. And then also the Mini Vacuum. So it's a fun card. I love the idea for it. It was really fun making this card. It fits her personality so well. So yeah, so there you go, guys. That was the Friends custom expansion. We did Mage and we did Paladin today. We've already done Druid Hunter, Priest Rogue, and now Mage and Paladin. So we still have, let's see here, we still have 3 more classes left: Warrior, Warlock, and Shaman. So it's going to be really fun going over those. I'm excited to review these with you guys. And yeah, I appreciate all y'all's support for loving these cards. And I plan to do more custom expansions. I'm working on a Marvel Cinematic Universe expansion. That'll be out probably sometime in 2 weeks to a month, hopefully, is when I'll be done with that. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video, and you guys have a good day. See ya!